Every detective has one case, the one that changes everything. The case nobody else wanted. A remote island. Residents living in fear. Witnesses with conflicting stories. A cave nobody dares enter. A missing resident. And one detective who would stop at nothing to solve whatever this is. Because somewhere on this island, someone knows the truth. Or everyone's completely insane. Every detective dreams of solving a legendary case. A missing treasure, a secret conspiracy, a notorious criminal. Instead, our first assignment is investigating reports of a ghost. Not exactly where I expected Detective Frog's career to begin, but here we are. According to the supervisor, the residents have been hearing strange noises around the island. They are convinced something supernatural is lurking nearby, and naturally, they've called in the only detective available, a frog, armed with nothing more than confidence and a magnifying glass. Honestly, that's enough for me. Let's open the case file. So we've got reports of ghostly noises, entire island believes something strange is happening, exact source of whatever's happening is unknown, no confirmed sightings. So we get to my initial theory. Either this island is genuinely haunted, or everyone desperately needs a hobby. First impressions? This place is beautiful. Sunny beaches, peaceful scenery, colourful wildlife, exactly the sort of location where absolutely nothing bad should happen, which means something definitely has. The strangest part isn't the environment, it's the residents. Within about 30 seconds, I've realised something important. Every single person on this island has the energy of someone who's accidentally become a suspect in a crime they didn't commit. Some look nervous, some look suspicious, some are just really strange. Suspect profile 1, Mystery Monkey. Occupation, being mysterious. Apparently. Suspicion rating, 4 stars out of 5. You don't get to call yourself Mystery Monkey and expect people not to investigate you. That's like introducing yourself as definitely innocent Dave. Not happening. After talking with him, nothing immediately screams guilty, which somehow makes him even more suspicious. Suspect profile 2, Koala. New evidence, mentions a magnet. Now, I don't know how magnets fit into ghost investigations, but detectives don't ask questions. We simply write everything down and pretend it makes sense later. Suspect profile 3, Larry. He knows something everyone else doesn't. He also appears strangely knowledgeable about explosions. I'm definitely keeping an eye on him. Suspect profile 4, Bernie. Bernie also seems fascinated by Detective Frog's magnifying glass. Finally, someone appreciates proper investigative equipment. Suspect profile 5, Noodle. Would I have predicted sheep's wool becoming evidence in a ghost investigation? Absolutely not. Either this is the most complicated haunting ever recorded, or we're about to discover the weirdest explanation imaginable. Suspect profile 6, Orbit. Occupation, professional shell enthusiast. Evidence obtained, more information about the mysterious cave. Excellent. We finally got somewhere creepy enough to justify ghost rumors. Although, considering how this investigation has gone so far, the cave probably contains something completely ridiculous. Suspect profile 7, Mo. Now here's someone who's nervous. Like really nervous. Immediately suspicious levels of nervous. Of course, being nervous doesn't make you guilty. If it did, I'd be arrested every time I had to make a phone call. Still, honestly, I'm starting to think Detective Frog solves cases entirely through positive thinking. Suspect profile 8, Martin. Owner of the island, looks stressed, completely understandable, except instead of giving us a dramatic clue, he casually hands us a chunk of solid gold. I'm sorry, what? This investigation has officially left reality. Current evidence, reports of ghost noises, multiple conflicting witness statements, suspicious cave, magnet, broom, gold, sheep's wool. At this point, I'm convinced there is an explanation. The clues are there. The witnesses are talking. The evidence is piling up. Now we just need to connect the dots. Remember Noodle? The sheep shedding some wool? Well, that suddenly becomes important. Earlier, we noticed the wool, but couldn't actually do anything about it. Now, we've got a broom, and apparently that's exactly what's needed. It's almost like every resident is holding one tiny piece of the investigation. Nobody has the whole picture, but together they might. Now that we've found the magnet, it's finally time to see why the koala cared so much about it. Of course it is. Big shell, acquired. Now let's talk about fresh eggs. This crocodile might have the biggest smile on the entire island, and honestly, I'm still not sure whether it's comforting or incredibly suspicious. Naturally, being the professional detective we are, we asked important questions. Still, that smile, I'm watching you, Mystery Monkey. Because apparently one conversation with Mr. Monkey isn't enough. This time, we ask about dance styles. Now if you've forgotten, we're still investigating a ghost somehow. Yet, here we are discussing dancing. The deeper this investigation goes, the less sense it makes. But then, a monkey fact. I'm beginning to realize that information is a form of currency around here. Back to Mo. Still nervous, still suspicious, still making me think they know more than they're saying. The monkey fact, Mo wants it. And in return, we receive mouthwash. Right. I've played a lot of games. I've solved some puzzles. I have never, ever expected a ghost investigation to involve oral hygiene. Yet somehow, I'm completely invested. Remember the crocodile? Turns out mouthwash is exactly what they needed. One trade later, we're rewarded with toothpaste. Orbit sees the shell. Exactly what they wanted. And finally, something familiar returns. Our magnifying glass. Now that feels like detective equipment. Now we head back to Bernie. Bernie immediately notices the magnifying glass, which means another trade. Detective gear, out. Pasta, in. I generally don't know what to tell you anymore. We've reached the point where I'm simply accepting reality as it arrives. The good news, we're definitely progressing. The bad news, I still couldn't explain this investigation to another detective with a straight face. Larry, the explosives expert. Operation Dynamite. Earlier, he mentioned explosions almost a little too casually. I love how casually this game escalates. Most detective stories solve mysteries with careful observation. Detective Frog solves mysteries by politely asking a lobster to help make explosives. If the noises really are coming from inside this cave, then we're finally about to meet our ghost. Or we're about to discover that this island has the strangest explanation imaginable. Either way, there's only one way forward. Well, that definitely worked. I'm not saying I was nervous, but Detective Frog suddenly walking into complete darkness wasn't exactly filling me with confidence. Okay, didn't expect that. Well, there's our missing resident, alive, healthy, and definitely not a ghost. Case closed? Not quite, because we've still got one more job. Everyone else on the island deserves to know what actually happened. Let's head back outside. Case almost closed. But first, there's one very important event we've completely forgotten about, the dance competition. Because apparently this island doesn't stay serious for very long. Contestants gather, everyone's excited, the mystery is over. As if solving the case wasn't enough, Detective Frog now has another incredibly important job, judging. After watching everyone show off their moves, a winner is chosen, Martin. Wait, we're back already? Another phone call, another mystery, another adventure waiting for Detective Frog. Looks like our favorite detective isn't getting much time off. If you enjoyed coming along this investigation, let me know which resident was your favorite. And if you'd like to see Detective Frog tackle another mystery, you already know what to do. Leave a like if you enjoyed the investigation, subscribe so you don't miss the next case. See you in the next mystery.